Time with Shebrew Royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with Shebrew Royalty. Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty features remedies for inner healing and outer beauty. Real-time conversations with sisters in the Hebrew Israelite community, focused on healing our spirit, mind, and body, which will contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. Sip a cup of tea, wear your favorite turban, tee, or tunic, and enjoy tea time with Shebrew Royalty. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit, love, joy, and peace. She's got long suffering, gentleness, and goodness, endurance, faith, and meekness too. Shebrew Royalty. She's got the fruits of the spirit.
Shalawam, shalawam. Come on in, Shebrews. Come on in. Come on in with your beautiful royal selves. Come on in. Come on in, Shebrews. Come on in. Let us get this royal tea party started. Where are you all at today? Where are you at? I know everyone is getting prepared for the big event that's coming up this weekend. So I know, and the time change has really, it's really wreaking havoc on us. I know it did on me. It really did. I missed that hour. I did not even realize that the time change hit until when I got up this morning and I'm looking at 1 clock and 1 clock is saying one thing and the other clock is saying something else. So, oh my gosh. Yes, so I know it's a rough day for a lot of people, right? Trying to adjust. So come on in. As you come in, please do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you haven't already done so, please come on in with your beautiful royal selves. Come on in. When you come in, please leave a comment. Let me know that you are here. Please post a comment in the chat box. Let me know that you are here. Who is here? Who is here ready to get this royal tea party started? Who is here? Please drop a Shalawam or hello in the comment box. Let me know that you are here. We are getting ready to get started. This is a very important topic tonight that we're delving into. Very important topic. So I am ready to get this tea party started. Sister Carla is here. All praises. Shalawam, shalawam, Judite. Shalawam, Judite. Yes. It's so good to see you. It's so good to see you. Let us get this royal tea party started. You know what, Sister Carla? Text a few folks and let them know that we are live and we are ready to get this royal tea party started. But before we go any further, as usual, we have to give a big shout out, a big praise to the Almighty I Am that I Am, the God of the Hebrews and the Shebrews, in the name of his son, Christ, Yeshua Christ. Yes, we must give a big shout out, especially considering what is coming up this weekend, right? What is coming up this weekend, where we will be celebrating the Passover. Yes. So we have plenty to be thankful for. Plenty to be thankful for. I am your hostess, Kwala Yakaka, and I humbly thank you for joining me on this broadcast today. So come on in. Let others know that we are here. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let others know that we are live. How was your week? How was your week, Aqua? Sisters, how was your week? I pray that you had a great week, a blessed week, and an amazing beginning of the new year. Gosh, there's just so much going on, isn't it? We just embarked on the new year. We had that amazing dinner, virtual dinner last week. And now we're going into the Passover. Wow. This is the way you start the year. This is the way to start the year, right? So before moving forward in the discussion, let's get all of the, the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Let's get these disclaimers out of the way. Let me start by saying tea time with Shebrew royalty is not going to be everybody's cup of tea. We know it, we understand, and we get it. However, if you come upon this channel and you realize that tea time with Shebrew royalty is not your cup of tea, keep scrolling through YouTube, keep searching, and I am sure that you will find your perfect cup of tea and your perfect flavor. What I do ask is that you not leave any negative or derogatory comments in the comment box. We would be grateful to you, and we wish you well on your search. You owe that to yourself. So just keep searching YouTube. But if you're not quite sure, just stick around and see if we're your cup of tea. You may just acquire a taste for what tea time with Shebrew royalty has to offer. Also, although I am a medical provider and a corporate health and wellness coach, and I will be touching on topics of health and wellness on my broadcasts, we will not be utilizing this platform to diagnose or treat anyone's illnesses. If you are experiencing any medical problems, please consult your healthcare practitioner. And the views that you will hear on this channel are those of myself or my guests, and not those of any particular church or organization. One more thing, if you would like to be a guest on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, please send me an email to shebrewroyaltybiz@gmail.com and include a brief description of your business, product, service that you provide, or a topic that you are interested in co-hosting. I would love to hear from you and brainstorm on how we can collaborate to help heal and strengthen our nation. By strengthening and healing Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth, that will ultimately contribute to the healing of our nation as a whole. So let me put my information, my email address on the ticker here for you. ShebrewRoyaltyBiz@gmail.com. Also, I would like to introduce my sponsor, Orderly Fashion 144, where you can shop for custom trends, designs, accessories, and apparel for the dapper and chic. So visit www.orderlyfashion144.com today, and I will also put their information on the board for you right here on the screen. There it is. And here is the email address. So when you order from Orderly Fashion 144, please remember to include the discount code for Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty guests. The discount code is QALA, QALA 15, my name, QALA 15, to receive 15% off your purchases. Free shipping will also populate on orders of $70 or more. They are also looking for fashion models that will purchase from the website, submit a full body photo of whatever apparel, wearing whatever apparel that you purchased from the website, and you can receive up to 35% off your orders and one free item per month. In order to do so, you must order at least 3 items monthly from the website. But for more information, please send an email to info@orderlyfashion144.com. And then there's My Guardian Doc. Let me present their information for you. So My Guardian Doc, it says here, imagine your doctor being your best friend. For just $27 per month, you'll receive a comprehensive package that includes medical guidance, on-demand urgent care, mental health guidance, primary care, and virtual second opinions, and more. Subscribe now. In order to get more information, just go to the description box below this video, and you will get the information that you need in order to subscribe or get more information, and in order to visit the website as well. myguardiandoc.com. All right. If you haven't already done so, please hit the like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let others know that we are here. Let's see who is here, who has joined. If you just joined, please drop a comment in the chat box. Let me know that you are here, and invite others to join us as well. I hope that you are wearing your favorite turban, tee, tunic, or dress. That being said, let's sip some tea and have healthy talk. Let's get this royal tea party started. So sisters, what is your cup of tea tonight? You know we always have to talk about the cup of tea, right? This is Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. It wouldn't be Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty without the tea, right? So let's talk about my cup of tea. My cup of tea tonight is ginger tea. Most of us are aware of the benefits of ginger tea when it comes to soothing a queasy stomach and for treating nausea and vomiting. But there's so much more to ginger tea. So many more benefits. And especially since we're focusing on gut health this month, let us watch this video by Health Benefits. This video is 12 health benefits of ginger tea. Sister Carla said drinking some water. That's good. You have to stay hydrated, and water is the best way, right? I'm drinking water too. It just has ginger in it. So I steeped fresh ginger root, and oh my goodness, it is so smooth and so delicious. You just peel the ginger, or you can just wash it really well and slice it up really thin and boil it and then let it steep. And that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. And of course, I put a drizzle of honey in mine just for a tad bit of sweetness. But my goodness, this ginger tea is so delicious. But let's talk about the 12 health benefits of ginger tea. Once again, this is from Health Benefits. Let us get this here. In fair use, this is for educational purposes only. We are having some issues here. Give me just a second. Let me find out what is going on with this. Why is it not playing? Are you all able to hear me? Let me know if you are able to hear me. I'm hoping that, yes, it's showing up, but I do not know why it is just spinning. Let me try refreshing it. Let's see here.
"12 health benefits of ginger tea." Number 1. Stomach discomfort and nausea. Ginger tea has been utilized to settle upset stomachs for thousands of years. If you suffer from bellyache, morning sickness, or even motion sickness, a nice warm cup can help cure what ails you. If prone to motion sickness, have a cup of ginger tea before going on a drive or flight. Number 2. Digestion. Ginger tea can also play a vital role in proper digestion, which indirectly improves food absorption and avoids stomach pain. This can also help prevent unnecessary burping, as well as improve your appetite by releasing gastric acids. Number 3. Reduces inflammation. Ginger acts as an anti-inflammatory, which means that, as a tea, it's perfect for treating rheumatoid arthritis and other inflammation of the joints. It can also minimize swelling and puffiness within sore muscles and joints, and has natural pain relief characteristics. Number 4. Asthma. Drinking ginger tea is beneficial in the case of asthma. Ginger helps to loosen phlegm and expand the lungs, which in turn helps to recover from difficult breathing. As such, it's incredibly beneficial in fighting asthma. Number 5. Blood circulation. Drinking ginger tea can improve blood flow and prevent fever, chills, and excessive sweating. Ginger contains active compounds, such as amino acids and minerals, that aid in improved blood flow. In the long run, this may prevent cardiovascular diseases. Number 6. Menstrual pain. You don't just have to ingest ginger tea in order to benefit from it. Strangely enough, it can be applied externally. If suffering from menstrual pain, try placing a hot towel dipped in ginger tea on your uterine area. It will relax your muscles and give you some much-needed relief, as well as provide a soothing effect on the area. Number 7. Stress relief. The scent of ginger acts as a form of aromatherapy and is therefore incredibly relaxing. Drinking a cup of ginger tea can boost and improve your mood, as well as leave you feeling calm. Number 8. Immune booster. Ginger contains antioxidants that help to improve the immune system. Drinking a cup of ginger tea every day can help you stay generally healthy. In addition to reducing the risk of strokes, ginger can keep your heart in good shape by minimizing the fat around your arteries. Number 9. Weight loss. Ginger tea can aid in weight loss in several ways. Firstly, it can burn excess fat, and secondly, it can help you feel fuller for longer. As such, your intake of calories will be smaller and you can potentially shed unwanted weight. Number 10. Alzheimer's disease. Ginger tea reduces the potential loss of brain cells, as well as protects these cells for longer periods of time. As such, if you include more ginger in your daily diet, you can stave off brain-related diseases, such as Alzheimer's. Number 11. Fertility. Ginger tea has been proven to help male fertility, as well as the quality of the sperm. As an added bonus, it can also help treat erectile dysfunction as well as act as an aphrodisiac, if consumed on a daily basis. Number 12. Cancer prevention. Ginger has been proven to help treat particular cancers, particularly the ovarian variety. In fact, studies have shown that it can literally obliterate ovarian cancer cells. If that didn't sound amazing enough, the cancerous cells actually end up attacking and killing themselves. This is possibly the best reason to start drinking ginger tea.
Why should you drink?
Wow, wow, wow. Who knew that? Who knew about all of those health benefits of ginger tea? Yes, makes you want to drink ginger tea every single day, correct? And it's delicious. So no reason not to have a cup of ginger tea every day. Once again, like, share, subscribe. The water, Sister Carla, for letting me know. The water. I was just wondering if, because I saw it spinning and spinning, if we, if the internet had gone down or something, but all praises, we are still here. We are still here. So also, because I do not promote on social media, because I do not have any social media accounts other than this YouTube channel, we don't promote that way. But I depend on your support by sharing this channel and inviting other sisters, your family, friends, who you think can benefit from what we offer here on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. And I do appreciate each and every one of you that have been doing that has been sharing and letting others know about what Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty has to offer. So how many of you were here last week and joined me for dinner? which actually ended up being our New Year's dinner party, right? Didn't plan it that way, but that's how it ended up. It started off as just, we were planning on having a Mediterranean dinner just so we can basically put into action so many of the things that we learned last month about mindful eating, about the SAD diet versus the Mediterranean diet. And then, each of us in our own homes cooked a Mediterranean meal, and we got together and we were able to discuss this meal and that each of us had. And it was so much fun. It was the next best thing to being there, right? So I am so ecstatic about everything that happened last week, because out of us coming together, we also talked about some new trends for Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty, right? Some plans of, I guess we agreed, yes we did, on the first Sunday of each month, we will get together on video like we did last week, and we will discuss the topics of the month, of the previous month. And we will also include some form of activity pertaining to whatever topic or whatever theme that month was. So we get to dialogue, we get to talk about the past month and the topics, but this allows us to once again get together, and you guys, you sisters can give me ideas, just like last week, Sister Adara brought up about getting together once a month. And we did talk about this previously, but it was so good to hear that you are on board to do this, because we have some really exciting topics that are going to be coming up. And these topics are so life-changing about our lifestyle, how we're going to do things differently. And it's really good for us to get together and talk about what changes have we implemented, and what what benefits have we seen from these changes that we have implemented. Shalawam says, I miss and love you too. Oh my gosh, it's been forever. So good to see you. So good to see you. It's Sister Jeanette, right? Please, please, please. Last Impressions Pastry, Sister Jeanette, correct? Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's Sister Jeanette. Con. Oh my gosh. Thawada for joining. Oh my goodness, so good to see you. Yes, it has been a while. It has been a while since I left California. We haven't really had an opportunity to talk. Oh my goodness. Thawada. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, I miss my sisters. But like I said, this is the next best thing, right? To be in there. The next best thing. So here we are. Welcome to the second Sunday of February. This is Gut Health Month. And that's a tongue twister, isn't it? Gut Health Month on Tea Time with Shebrew Royalty. So every Sunday this month, we will be delving into topics pertaining to healing our gut. Healing the gut. It's so important, right? Tonight's show is gut health. How important is it? Super, super, super important. And tonight you will see why it's super important, to keep our gut healthy, because a healthy gut means a healthy body. Sister Carla said, that's my baptism sister. Oh, wow. I did not know that. I did not know that you all were baptized on the same day. Oh, my goodness. Y'all are twins. Y'all are twins, right? Same day, same time. Yes. Oh, my gosh. Wonderful. So yeah, tonight's show is going to make it very clear why it's important for us to have a healthy gut. So important. So let's just jump right in. Let's jump in. Did you know that the gut is responsible for a plethora of things? Number one, immune function. 70+% of inflammation modulation, which is the controlling influence on inflammation, happens in the gut. 70+%. Sensitization and tolerance to food antigens and external pathogens. So these are all of the responsibilities of the gut. So it's responsible for sensitization and tolerance to food antigens and external pathogens. So an antigen is a toxin or other foreign substance which induces an immune response in the body, especially the production of antibodies. So all of this happens in the gut. Also in the gut, there's defense against pathogens or harmful bacteria. Hormone balance happens in the gut. Estrogen conjugation and metabolism. Cholesterol synthesis, which is the production of the chemical compounds by reaction from simpler materials, and also excretion and reabsorption. So cholesterol is synthesized, excreted, and reabsorbed through the gut. There's also vitamin production and absorption, vitamin K2, B1, B9, B4, B5 is synthesized by the microbiomes. And this is all happening in the gut. The gut is the central line of peptide communication and circulation. So a peptide is a short chain of amino acids, and it's linked by peptide bonds. In the gut is also nervous system modulation, serotonin and dopamine released from the gut. And 80% of the serotonin is synthesized in the gut. So look at all of these things that's going on in the gut. Most people, when they think of the gut, we just think about digestion, right? We think about peristalsis, moving the food through until from the mouth until it's excreted out. But there's so much more that goes on, because as the body is, the gut is digesting this food, you have to imagine what is happening in there. What is it taken out? What is it being released? What is being released to other parts of the body so that we can live, so that we can function? So these are some of the things that the gut is responsible for. Energy production through glycolysis, or the breakdown of glucose by enzymes. Gluconeogenesis is the formation of glucose. And glucogenolysis is the breakdown of the glycogen into glucose for energy and blood glucose regulation. So all of that happens in order to produce energy. And then there's the acid-alkaline balance. Then there's the fluid and electrolyte balance. Calcium, magnesium, potassium. These are all of the things that the gut is responsible for. It's also responsible for the elimination of toxins from the body and so much more. These are just some of the things that, some of the responsibilities of the gut. So it's so important that our gut is healthy in order for it to perform these functions properly. So what happens when the GI tract or the gastrointestinal tract, the gut, is compromised? Then all of these functions that we just discussed declines. So what are some of the things that can cause the GI tract to not function properly? So there's a decreased surface area. Let's talk about, for example, in a gastric bypass, the stomach is now much smaller. So the surface area is now decreased. So now the stomach really cannot function to its ultimate capacity because now it's so much smaller, right? That's why people who have had gastric bypass surgery have to take multiple vitamins because the gut is not able to function the way that it should. There's celiac disease that causes the surface area to decrease. GERD, which is gastroesophageal disorder, gastroesophageal reflux disorder, and many other gastric inflammatory diseases. And then there's malabsorption and nutrient deficiencies such as irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease. We talked about gastric bypass and many other gastric inflammatory diseases. There's just so many. But basically, it's the inflammation that's going on in the gut. So there's, once again, inflammation. Food sensitivities, food allergies can also cause problems with the gut. How many of you may have lactose intolerance? So many food allergies, peanut allergies. There's just so many different types of allergies and sensitivities. And we'll talk about the difference between the allergies and sensitivities at another time. And then there's all types, like we said, of inflammatory bowel diseases. So there's also dysregulation in energy balance, such as in obesity and anorexia. There's metabolic disorders. Fibromyalgia can also be a result of a compromised gut. And then there's elimination and impaired motility problems. So that means that the motility or the movement, the peristalsis in the intestines would get in the food through so that it can be passed out, so that the nutrients can be extracted and the waste can be passed out. There may be a problem with that, such as in IBS, in constipation, Hirschsprung's disease, once again, GERD. And the greatest risk for irritable bowel syndrome is previous infection. And then there's fermentation issues, constipation, diverticulitis, and halitosis, which is bad breath. So imagine if you're constipated and you're not eliminating on a regular basis, you will have body odor. Because why? There's all of the toxins are trapped in the gut and it has to be released somewhere, right? So you'll have body odor, halitosis, which is bad breath. So let's take a closer look and a more in-depth look at some of the common diseases of the digestive system. So there's an article that I want to go into. It's by medicine.net, and it's 13 common diseases of the digestive system. Let's look at that. And this is medicine.net. So here we go. Medicine.net, 13 common diseases of the digestive system. So number one, constipation. It says in the United States, approximately 69 million people have chronic constipation, or is that 63? The light is really bothering my eyes here. 63 million people have chronic constipation. 3 common symptoms of constipation include excessive straining during bowel movements, passage of hard stools, decreased bowel movements. Constipation is most commonly caused by waste or stool that forms after food digestion moves too slowly or slow transit through the digestive tract. Dehydration, changes in diet and activity, and certain medications are common causes of slow transit. 4 treatment options for constipation include increased fluid and fiber consumption, so increasing your fruits and vegetables, right? And water, teas, laxatives and stool softeners, enemas. If these do not work, the doctor may have to manually remove stool with gloved finger. They may ask the individual to drink a solution that contains dissolved salt, polyethylene glycol, which cleanses the digestive tract. So these are the things that we are trying to avoid, right? We're trying to avoid constipation. We've been talking, like I said, the last month we talked about functional foods. So if we are eating properly and drinking, staying hydrated, this should not be a problem for us, right? Constipation should not be a problem. Number 2, gastroenteritis or stomach flu, which is inflammation of the stomach and intestines, is known as gastroenteritis. 5 common symptoms of gastroenteritis includes vomiting and nausea. Diarrhea typically lasts 1 to 3 days, but can last up to 10 days. Cramps and pain in the stomach, fever, dehydration, or loss of water can result in loss of sugar and salts that the body requires to function normally. The most common causes of gastroenteritis is viruses. Because there are many types of viruses, gastroenteritis can occur more than once. Moreover, gastroenteritis can be caused by bacteria, parasites, drugs, and food poisoning. So here are some of the treatment options for gastroenteritis. The majority of gastroenteritis infections resolve on their own. To avoid dehydration, it is critical to drink plenty of fluids. Typically, doctors prescribe medication to control vomiting and diarrhea. If stomach flu is caused by bacteria or parasites, antibiotics are required. If a person is severely dehydrated, they may require IV or intravenous fluids. Number 3, acid reflux and gastroesophageal reflux disease, GERD. Acid reflux and GERD are two conditions that occur when digestive juices and acids in the stomach flow up into the esophagus. Acid reflux is common and affects approximately 60 million Americans. Acid reflux is known as GERD if it occurs 2 times a week or more. GERD affects approximately 20% of adults. 8 symptoms of GERD include heartburn, tooth damage, trouble breathing, nausea, trouble swallowing, cough, throat clearing, the sensation of something in the throat is known as globus sensation. If left untreated, GERD can lead to damage to the esophagus or cancer. Lifestyle modifications such as healthy diet and weight management may help manage GERD. So GERD is very common in obese people, especially someone with a larger stomach, because that pushes up on the stomach and causes all of those gastric fluids to reflux back into the esophagus. So it's important. Weight management is so important in dealing with GERD, in reducing GERD symptoms and also avoiding GERD. So 3 treatment options for GERD include histamine 2 receptor antagonists, commonly called H2 blockers, and proton pump inhibitors. So these are things that your doctor will prescribe, or even, there's some over-the-counter Tums and so on. And surgery in serious cases. We've heard of Protonics. I think Protonics is over the counter now. I remember when you could only get that by prescription. Gallstones. Number 4, stones form when cholesterol deposits harden in the gallbladder, an organ that stores and concentrates bile to aid in fat digestion. Gallstone affects approximately 20 to 25 million Americans at some point in their lives. Treatment depends on various factors such as severity of symptoms. 5 symptoms of problematic gallstones include abdominal pain, typically in the right upper abdomen or under the breastbone, nausea, vomiting, bloating, pain between the shoulder blades. Three treatment options for gallstones include medications to control the symptoms, lifestyle changes, cholecystectomy, or gallbladder removal surgery for symptomatic gallstones. Number 5, celiac disease. Celiac disease is a digestive disorder caused by the consumption of gluten, a type of protein found in certain grains such as wheat, barley, and rye, or prepared foods. 7 common symptoms of celiac disease includes bloating, diarrhea, constipation, gas, vomiting, foul smelling, fatty stools, and stomach pain. And a skin rash. So this is not just gluten intolerance. Celiac disease is more advanced. The symptoms are more severe. According to the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Disease, 1 in every 14 Americans has celiac disease. The main treatment option for celiac disease is to eat a gluten-free diet. And then there's Crohn's disease. Crohn's disease is an inflammatory disease of the digestive tract that affects approximately 500,000 Americans. It is a type of inflammatory bowel disease. Where am I? There we go. It is most commonly found in the small intestines, but it can affect any part of the digestive tract. The 3 most common symptoms of Crohn's disease include weight loss, stomach cramps, diarrhea. Researchers think that several factors cause Crohn's disease, which includes autoimmune reactions, family history, stress. Symptoms can be relieved with proper treatment, medications to control inflammation and reduce immune system activity is the most common type of treatment. Corticosteroids, immune modulators such as methotrexate, and biologic therapies such as tumor necrosis factor inhibitors, adalimumab, and infliximab are examples of medications. Ulcerative colitis, UC, that's number 7, is a chronic disease that causes inflammation and ulcers or sores on the large intestine lining. It's a type of IBD, inflammatory bowel disease, such as Crohn's disease. 7, ulcerative colitis symptoms include feeling tired, fever, weight loss, urgent need to have a bowel movement, nausea, anemia, loss of appetite. These symptoms, which can range from mild to severe, may disappear for weeks or years. Treatments of ulcerative colitis are designed to keep patient in remission. Corticosteroids, immunomodulators, and biologic therapies are examples of medications. If ulcerative colitis progresses to the point where it causes other problems, such as colon cancer, bleeding, or failure to improve despite medication, a surgeon may recommend removing a part or whole of the large intestines. Number 8, irritable bowel syndrome, IBS, is a disorder that causes the following symptoms: abdominal pain, diarrhea, constipation, bloating, blood or mucus in stool, intolerance to certain foods, body aches and pains, fatigue, anxiety, depression, or sleep disturbances. Researchers estimate that 10 to 15% of Americans have IBS, with women having the disorder 2 times as often as men. However, it is undertreated, with only 1 in every 4 people who experience symptoms seeing a doctor. 4 treatments for IBS includes diet, lifestyle changes, reduction of stress, limiting certain types of gas-producing foods called high FODMAP foods, including milk, beans, fructose, fruit sugar, wow. This thing is running away on me here. Here we go. Cabbage, broccoli, and onions. FODMAP stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols. Diverticulitis is number 9. Diverticulitis is characterized by small pouches that protrude from weak spots in the large intestines or colon. Diverticulitis affects approximately 5% of the population in the United States, and approximately 200,000 Americans are hospitalized for it each year. Most people have no symptoms, but when these pouches become inflamed, they can cause problems. So 3 main symptoms of diverticulitis include abdominal pain, bleeding, changes in bowel movements. 4 complications of diverticulitis include infected, pus-filled areas in the colon called abscesses, tears in the colon, intestinal obstructions, abdominal infections such as peritonitis or infection in the abdominal lining. 4 treatment options for diverticulitis includes high fiber diet, fiber supplements, medications, and probiotics. Number 10, pancreatitis. Pancreatitis, also known as pancreatic inflammation, occurs when digestive enzymes in the pancreas causes damage to the organ. Pancreatitis is a serious condition that can result in heart, lung, or kidney failure. If not treated promptly, the condition can be fatal. 5 signs of pancreatitis includes pain in the upper abdomen that spread to the back and may last for several days. Swollen abdomen, fever, nausea, fast heartbeat. 4 treatment options for pancreatitis include IV fluids for dehydration, pain medicines, antibiotics, low-fat diet, or strict bowel rest with nothing to eat. If gallstones cause the pancreatitis, a surgeon may remove the gallbladder. Number 11, peptic ulcers. These are a lot of diseases of the digestive system. Isn't it? Isn't it a lot? Isn't it important that we have a healthy gut to avoid all of this? Or if you're already dealing with any of these conditions, it's important to start working on healing the gut. This is our goal for this month, is to heal the gut. Number 11, peptic ulcers. An ulcer is a sore on the lining of the stomach, esophagus, or small intestines. Gastric and duodenal ulcers are 2 most common types of peptic ulcers. These names all refer to the location of the ulcer. Gastric ulcers occur in the stomach, whereas duodenal ulcers occur in the first part of the small intestine, known as the duodenum. It is possible to have both gastric and duodenal ulcers at the same time. The 2 most important causes of ulcers include H. pylori infection or Helicobacter pylori infection, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, a class of medication that are commonly used to treat pain, such as Motrin. 3 treatment options for peptic ulcers include PPIs or proton pump inhibitors that are potent acid-reducing medications taken orally or intravenously, H2 blockers, which are acid-reducing medications, and antibiotics. If the person has H. pylori infection, it should be treated immediately. It is critical to finish the entire course of antibiotics. Yeah, that's a stubborn bacteria to treat. It's very stubborn. Number 12, hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids develop due to swollen veins in the lower rectum. They can be of 2 types, internal and external. External hemorrhoids have the appearance and feel of a protrusion located outside of the anus. Internal hemorrhoids lie inside the rectum and cannot be felt. Hemorrhoids are typically uncomfortable and irritating to deal with, but there are several treatment options available, such as higher intake of fiber, ointments, sitz bath, sclerotherapy, surgical options such as hemorrhoid removal or stapling. Number 13, GI cancer or gastrointestinal cancer, which is a tumor in the GI tract, can form as a result of a change in the DNA or mutation. This causes abdominal cells to grow. GI cancer is common in the United States and around the world. The following are some of the common types of GI cancer: esophageal cancer, gastric or stomach cancer, colorectal cancer, pancreatic cancer, liver cancer, neuroendocrine tumors, GI stromal tumors, and anal cancer, which is less common. Colorectal cancers is the most common and treatable GI cancer in the United States. 4 types of risk factors for GI cancer includes: men are more likely to develop GI cancer than women. Risk increases with age. Studies have linked GI cancer to cigarette smoking, alcohol consumption, and unhealthy diets. That's what we've been talking about, the SAD diet, right? That's why there's so many GI cancers in the United States, because of the standard American diet is one of the causes, right? Tumors can be caused by underlying conditions such as GERD, H. pylori infection, irritable bowel disease, or inflammatory bowel disease, hepatitis B or C virus infections, or liver cirrhosis. The majority of the time, symptoms of GI cancer do not appear until the tumor has progressed. Symptoms depend on the location of cancer and extent of the disease and may include abdominal pain, blood in stools or tarry stools, which is a black, not bright red, it's more black. Nausea and vomiting, unexplained weight loss, bloating, loss of appetite. Treatment options include: when the tumor is easily accessible, surgery may be required. When it is more difficult to reach or removal would have a significant effect on GI function, chemotherapy and radiation therapy may be tried first. Some types of GI cancer may be treated with targeted therapy or immunotherapy. Some patients with live cancers may be candidates for transplantation or liver. The light is blurring my vision here. Yes, some patients with liver cancer may be candidates for transplantation. In the case of very advanced GI cancer that cannot be effectively treated, doctors may aim to relieve symptoms and improve the patient's quality of life through palliative therapy. These digestive disorders disrupt the digestive process, resulting in various complications. So, what is a digestive system disorder? The digestive system is a complicated and diverse part of the body. It extends from the mouth to the rectum. And we had one of our previous shows, we went through a whole video showing the function of the entire digestive system. So I'm trying to think of which show that was that we did that. If you remember, if you can remember what show that was, please put it in the box for me. We've gone through so many, we've had so many shows recently. in regards to diet and the GI tract. I cannot remember specifically which show that was, but like I said, the video went through thoroughly the digestive system. The primary function of the digestive system is to eliminate waste and assist the body in absorbing essential nutrients and minerals. Studies report that the gut plays a crucial role in immunity. So not just elimination, but the immune system, right? Every one of us has experienced digestive issues such as stomach pain, indigestion, or discomfort at some point in our lives for various reasons. The medical community classifies all diseases that affect the GI tract as digestive diseases. Unfortunately, more than 85% of all adult Americans have some form of intestinal disorder. That's a lot. More than 85%. The best chance for a cure is always early detection. Many GI disturbances and disorders can be avoided or reduced by leading a healthy lifestyle and undergoing regular screenings as recommended. All right, so that is medicine.net. And I know that's a lot. 13 common diseases of the digestive system. I will copy this and paste it in the chat box for anyone that wants to go over this again. Like I said, I know it was a lot. Let me put this in here real quick for you. Sister Carla said, my friends and I were discussing last night how stomach cancer, which was very rare when we were coming up, how it is pretty common now. Yes, yes, absolutely. It was very rare to hear anyone having stomach cancer. And when we did, they were usually elderly, right? You remember that? They were usually the elderly that would have, that would be diagnosed with stomach cancer. Now it's all ages. And this really has a lot to do with our diet. Throughout the years, the fast food industry has boomed, right? The fast food industry has boomed. People's lifestyles are so stressful. Stress is another big cause of any type of cancers, is stress. So when you're dealing with stress, poor diet, lack of exercise, we're so busy that we don't have time to really exercise. Back in the day, so much of our work was physical. A lot of people didn't have cars to get to and fro, so we walked a lot and got exercise that way. Walked to the grocery store, walked back from the grocery store. Everywhere we went, a lot of times it was by foot. And so we got plenty of exercise. And exercise is important for moving the bowels, right? For people who are sedentary, who's on the couch or sitting all day, or even on a job where all you do is sit behind a computer all day, and then you go home or you stop on the way home and you have a burger or something to that effect. And then you go home and you sit on the couch because you're tired, and then you go to bed. So many of my patients would ask about bowel movements, and they would tell me, I have a bowel movement about once every 3 days, and they thought that was normal. And if you're not having one or at least one bowel movement a day, and then that's a problem. That's problematic. Because imagine, how much are you eating every day? And if you're not eliminating, then what is it doing? Where's it going? It's stagnant in the gut. So our previous shows, we not only talked about improving our diet, what we're eating, but we talked about exercise. We talked about the importance of water. We talked about the importance of stress, releasing stress. And yeah, so all of those, the exercise, stress relief, functional foods. So yeah, now we're talking about healing the gut. This is so important. So Sister Carla says, Khan, elderly says, also we were discussing how overseas ingredient content is highly regulated, as well as it not being very ADA friendly, meaning people were walking, biking, or taking the train. Khan says, yes, I know. I spent 3 years in Germany and 3 years in Greece, and these people, they walked a lot, ride bicycles, like you said, and markets, outdoor markets everywhere, fresh fruits, fresh vegetables everywhere. And we're not talking about in a grocery store. We're talking about farmers markets. And people walk with their little cart, and they take their little cart with them, and they go and buy their produce and walk home. And yeah, it's a whole different ball game here in the United States. Not a lot of access for the differently abled. The differently able. That's a good term. Differently abled. I like that. I like that. Yes, because they are able, right? But differently. I like that term, Sister Carla. I'm going to adopt that. So how many of you have ever heard of the term leaky gut syndrome? Have you heard of leaky gut syndrome? So this term is fairly new, right? Because when I was in PA school, that was not a condition that we even talked about, that we were taught. So this is, and you know, that was what, 26 years ago, right? That I was in PA school. But yeah, leaky gut syndrome, it's really, we're hearing a lot about this now. And this reminds me of when fibromyalgia was being studied and diagnosed. It was at a time where, now we hear about fibromyalgia all the time. People are diagnosed with fibromyalgia. There's treatment for fibromyalgia. But years ago, when there were certain doctors diagnosing patients with fibromyalgia, many other doctors were not on board with that. They because it was new back then, and there was still so many studies that needed to be done. But now it's very common, it's understood, and it's a treatable illness, right? But here we are now with leaky gut syndrome. We're kind of in that phase right now where we're trying to figure out what to do for leaky gut. How is it diagnosed? So let's look at an article on WebMD, And hear what it has to say about leaky gut syndrome. So this is WebMD. It says leaky gut syndrome. What is it? What you should know if you think you have leaky gut syndrome. So leaky gut syndrome is said to have symptoms included bloating, gas, cramps, food sensitivities, and aches and pains. But it's something of a medical mystery. From an MD standpoint, it is a very gray area, says gastroenterologist Donald Kirby, MD, director of the Center for Human Nutrition at the Cleveland Clinic. Physicians don't know enough about the gut, which is our biggest immune system organ. Leaky gut syndrome isn't a diagnosis taught in medical school. Instead, leaky gut really means you've got a diagnosis that still needs to be made, Kirby says. You hope that your doctor is a good enough Sherlock Holmes, but sometimes it is very hard to make a diagnosis. We don't know a lot, but we know that it exists, says Linda A. Lee, MD, a gastroenterologist and director of the Johns Hopkins Integrative Medicine and Digestive Center. In the absence of evidence, we don't know what it means or what therapies can directly address it. Intestinal permeability. A possible cause of leaky gut is increased intestinal permeability or intestinal hyperpermeability. That could happen when tight junctions in the gut, which control what passes through the lining of the small intestine, don't work properly. That could let substances leak into the bloodstream. People with celiac disease and Crohn's disease experience this. Molecules can get across in some cases, such as Crohn's, but we don't know all the causes, Lee says. Whether hyperpermeability is more of a contributing factor or a consequence. Okay. That was intrusive. Where were we? That's whether hyperpermeability is more of a contributing factor or a consequence is unclear. But why or how this would happen in someone without those conditions is not clear. Little is known about other causes of leaky gut. Little is known about other causes of leaky gut that aren't linked to certain types of drugs, radiation therapy, or food allergies. Unsolved mystery. Leaky gut symptoms aren't unique. They're shared by other problems too. And tests often fail to uncover a definitive cause of the problem. That can leave people without a diagnosis and therefore untreated. It's crucial, Kirby says, to find a doctor who will take time with you and take your concerns seriously. You may have leaky gut, and we may be able to treat what causes it. Kirby says, if you have something going on, it is incumbent upon the medical community to listen to you. Unfortunately, Lee says not all doctors make the effort to get to the root of the problem, and that's what frequently sends patients to alternative practitioners. Yep. Often, the reason they have resorted to alternative medicine is because of what they have been told and how they have been treated by other practitioners, Lee says. We need to listen. And this is true. This is true. I've heard many patients say that doctors, kind of just brush them off. I've worked with providers that I personally wouldn't use if I was sick. And this is the honest truth. There are some very good doctors out there, but there are some that, just like it says here, don't listen. And no one knows a patient's body more than the patient themselves. So it's important as providers that we listen to the patients, because they will always give us the clues in order for us to solve the problem. Treatment without research. In her clinic, Lee combines conventional medicine with evidence-based complementary therapies. But with leaky gut, she says the evidence about what causes it and how to treat it has yet to fully accumulate. This is something that is essential for patients to understand. We are in the infancy of understanding what to do, Lee says. People who are making claims about what to do are doing so without evidence. For example, many websites offering information on leaky gut recommend taking L-glutamine supplements to strengthen the lining of the small intestine. Lee says that theoretically, that makes sense. Given glutamine's role in intestinal function, but there is no research to back up such claims. There's no evidence that if I give you a pile of glutamine pills that you will improve, Lee says. Lifestyle matters. So here we're back to lifestyle. Treating the underlying conditions such as Crohn's or celiac disease will often resolve symptoms associated with the condition. But without a firm diagnosis, the doctor's hands are often tied by lack of evidence. Diet likely plays a big role in having a leaky gut. Lee and Kirby agree. So if you have symptoms of leaky gut, you would do well to see a gastroenterologist who is also trained in nutrition. Chronic stress may also be a factor, Lee says. You need to tend to your stress, whether through medication or meditation. That's what you need to focus on. Well, we function differently here as far as stress, right? And how we deal with stress. And we've talked about that. As a matter of fact, during Mental Health Month, we talked about therapy. Therapy can be very, very good for a lot of people. Therapy is important. Prayer is super important, right? And as believers, we also have faith and in the Most High God. So that helps and there's studies out there. There's studies out there that show that people who have faith in God, a higher power, tend to recover so much quicker from different, not just one type of illness, but from different illnesses, more so than people who do not have that faith. There are studies out there that prove that. Chronic stress may also be a factor. It says here, you need to tend to your stress, whether through medication or meditation. That's what you need to focus on. Lee says that lifestyle modifications, such as those that reduce stress and improve the diet, may be among the best ways to treat leaky gut, particularly when no underlying condition is identified. Chronic health problems are so often due to lifestyle, and we don't have pills for those, she says. Yeah, there's not an exercise pill out there. Not one. We're talking about the way we live and the way we eat. And we are what we eat. So if you're eating junk all day, then you know what? Your body is basically turning into a garbage can, because you're just dumping junk into the body. And junk, we know, is trash, right? So we are what we eat. So that's why it's so important that, and let's get rid of that. It's so important that we are so mindful about the foods that we're consuming, the drinks that we're drinking. Getting on a functional diet. Sister Carla says, I've heard of leaky gut, which started me on homemade ginger turmeric teas prior to turning 50. So glad I did, because by drinking it daily, it helped preventing me from getting sick during the pandemic. Khan says, yes, yeah, the lifestyle that we are talking about, that we're adopting, protects us. You know, it helps us to be protected against so many illnesses and diseases, right? Not just the problems with the gut, but overall. But like we said, the gut is so important for immune function. We can take all the vitamins that we want and all the nutrients that we want, but if our gut is still unhealthy, then the vitamins aren't going to do anything, right? So we have to learn, and that's what we're going to learn in the next few shows, is how we're going to treat our gut, how we're going to protect our gut. So in summary, we're going to go over a few things here. What is gut health? Where can you find gut flora? What does your body, when does your body acquire gut flora? Why is improving gut health important? What are the signs of an unhealthy gut? And we went through all of these, but we're going to summarize all of this. Who is at risk of an unhealthy gut, and how do you restore gut health? So let's check out one more article by well.org, Why Gut Health Matters More Than You Think. One more article. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's go into this one more article, and then we will be good to go. And this is by well.org. Why gut health matters more than you think. So it says, what is gut health and why is it important? What types of foods should you eat to improve gut bacteria? Get the answers to these questions and more here. So what is gut health? To understand what gut health is, it is essential to define the gut. Many people believe it refers only to the small and large intestines. It is actually the entire gastrointestinal tract, the GI tract, which covers much of the digestive system. And we went over that earlier, but let's see if there's anything I can skip through here. No, let's just go over it. Picture it as a long tube that runs from the mouth to the anus. As soon as you put food into your mouth, the digestive system or the gut is already working. The saliva and teeth help to break down the food so it passes down your esophagus as efficiently as possible. The esophagus can perform muscular contractions and push the food down into the stomach, which contains acids and enzymes to further break down the food. The stomach acids are strong enough to kill some of the potentially harmful bacteria present in the diet. After the stomach, The food proceeds to the small intestine, which is a 6-meter-long tube. It sorts our food into proteins, fats, and nutrients. This organ also absorbs the vitamins, minerals, and other components the body needs before passing them into the bloodstream for distribution. Throughout this process, the body produces waste, which goes towards the colon or the large intestine. The GI tract, however, receives some help from unlikely allies, the gut flora. In other words, microorganisms such as bacteria. Where can you find the gut flora? Flora refers to a community of microorganisms. These include protozoa, fungi, bacteria, and other types of single-celled organisms. For many years, these organisms received a lot of bad rap since people usually associate them with sickness. To be clear, some bacteria are bad and they can be present in the body as well. However, the presence of more healthy bacteria may eventually defeat the bad bacteria. The flora is found in the different parts of the body, but they are usually found in the skin and the large intestine. The highest concentration is in the latter, particularly in the cecum, a pouch that connects the small intestine to the colon. The gut flora forms a genetic community called microbiome. Imagine it as a place where viruses, bacteria, and other organisms live harmoniously with one another. Overall, there are more of these than cells in the body. In fact, there are trillions. The number of microbiotic genes is 200 times more than human genes. One may even say the body is a collection of microbes and more bacteria than human. Where does your body acquire gut bacteria? Many types of research now show babies don't come from a sterile womb. Some studies, though, revealed infants can already have some gut bacteria even before they are born. Researchers discovered this by looking into the meconium, and animal research showed similar results. What is meconium? It is the first stool of newborn babies. It is dark green in color and is composed of all the materials the baby ingested while in the uterus, such as bile, amniotic fluid, mucus, water, languole, and intestinal epithelial cells. During childbirth, the baby comes into contact with these bacteria as they pass through the mother's vagina or the abdomen. The more they spend time in the environment and around other people, the more they build their gut flora. Why is improving gut health important? Everyone needs to understand the importance of gut health, not only because there are trillions of microbes in the gut, but because they play many roles in the body. This collection of microbes is called the microbiota, and a person's entire well-being depends on how well it functions. Your microbiome can change over time. Number one, the microbes present in the body can also change as a person grows older. As soon as a baby enters the world, these organisms are already present. As they age, the number of microbes also increases, especially when they reach 3 years old. During this time, the microbiome is already similar to that of an adult. They can also differ depending on where they thrive. The bacteria on the cheeks are different from the ones that live in the intestines, for example. The profile of the bacteria will continue to modify, but they have the tendency to dwindle in number as you age. Number two, there's a strong connection between gut bacteria and the immune system. Many studies have revealed a link between bacteria in the colon and the body's immune system. One of these research is conducted by Oregon State University in 2013 that said they do talk. The gut flora can also influence the way the immune system behaves. It's like a mother-child relationship. These bacteria teach the immune system to learn to recognize good and harmful microorganisms. This way, it doesn't flare up or create an abnormal response every time it comes across threats, such as dust, pollen, and other types of microbes. Number 3, the gut microbiome may affect mental health. These bacteria are like other living things. They have genes and even enzymes that can interact with different parts of the body, such as the brain. The notion that it can affect mental health has been controversial, but a population-level study may change that. The research suggests some of these microbes may produce neuroactive compounds that can have a direct association with depression. Look at that. Your gut almost acts as a second brain because it releases so many neurotransmitters that affect our mental function. A good 90% of serotonin and dopamine are produced in the gut. So if your gut is unable to produce these natural mood stabilizers properly, you can be at serious risk for disorders like depression and anxiety. Who would have thought about that, right? So if you're dealing with depression and anxiety, do you want to start on an antidepressant first, or do you want to focus on healing your gut, going to the source of the problem? Number 4, any changes in gut health may increase the risk of certain diseases. Do you ever wonder why you tend to get sick easily when you're under a lot of stress? It may not be due to overexhaustion, but because of gut changes. And let me backtrack a bit. Of course, if you are dealing with depression to the point where you're not functioning, you're not able to function, you're having any thoughts of harming yourself, that is an emergency, and you need to seek help in those situations, right? I'm not saying to totally exclude medications, but you definitely want to get to the source of the problem, which could be the gut. So working on both areas at the same time, right? You don't want to just totally dismiss healing your gut, which can be very life-changing. Number 4, any changes in gut health may increase the risk of certain diseases. Do you ever wonder why you tend to get sick easily when you're under a lot of stress? It may not be due to overexhaustion, but because of gut changes. A 2011 study by the Ohio State University researchers revealed stress could alter the composition of the gut flora. To be specific, your gut bacteria becomes less diverse, and harmful bacteria or pathogens may increase in number. Aside from a negative impact on your immune system, poor gut health can lead to higher risk of heart disease. It may also put you at risk for obesity-related conditions such as diabetes. Furthermore, too much bad gut bacteria can cause inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation can trigger any number of issues, from allergies to more serious diseases like Alzheimer's. So what are the signs of an unhealthy gut? You will know it's time to improve gut health when you show the following signs: constipation or diarrhea, or other changes in bowel movement, abdominal pain, bloating and gas, headaches, and brain fog, feelings of exhaustion or fatigue, skin rashes or itchiness, abnormal cravings for salt or sugar, weight changes, feelings of anxiety or depression, nutritional deficiency, leaky gut, autoimmune condition. As you can see, these signs or symptoms can be general. It is not surprising that people may not be able to recognize that they have gut issues. Note 2, the lack of signs does not mean there is no problem with the flora. For some, the gut disruption is not severe enough to manifest as symptoms yet. For others, their gut is a powder keg ready to explode from the next infection or round of antibiotics. Some of the more serious health conditions associated with digestive system are irritable bowel syndrome. We talked about that. Inflammatory bowel disease, such as Crohn's and ulcerative colitis, and colorectal cancer. So who is at risk of an unhealthy gut? Anyone may develop an unhealthy gut, but the following may have higher risk. Newborns, because they still don't have a healthy gut flora. Older people, since gut bacteria can become less diverse as the person ages. People taking antibiotics, as these medications can also impact good microbes. Individuals who are overweight or obese, those who follow low fiber diet, those who follow an elimination diet, chronically stressed individuals. And so how do you restore gut health? If you have these symptoms, don't fret. You can still take some steps to improve your digestive health. Focus on gut health diet. Remember, these bacteria are alive. They need something to feed on as well. So what you consume can affect their profile, number, and diversity. The question is, what is considered gut healthy foods? So there's probiotics. When you're experiencing some of the symptoms above, it is likely there's an imbalance in the gut flora. There may be less good bacteria in your gut, or at the least, it's not as diverse as it should be. You can increase good bacteria by taking probiotic supplements, and they have a favorite, or by eating probiotic foods such as sauerkraut, kombucha, kimchi, or kefir. Fiber, one of the best foods for gut health is fiber, since bacteria loves to feast on it. How much you need depends on your gender and age. According to the dietary guidelines, an average adult male needs to eat 34 grams a day, while women should consume 28 grams. Prebiotics. Prebiotics are different from probiotics, as these are not live bacteria, but non-digestible food. In fact, they are a highly specialized form of fiber that your beneficial gut bacteria love. The body doesn't absorb them, so they end up in the colon, where the fermentation process takes place. It then produces food for the bacteria, potentially increasing their number. Not sugar. The relationship among sugar metabolism and disease is a lot more complex than you think. What is clear today is that it can have a toxic effect on the gut microbiome, especially when it is processed or an artificial sweetener. Number 4, exercise. Can we talk about diet without even mentioning? Oh, did we miss something? Let me scroll up some more. Oh, lower your stress levels. Stress is good. It's the body's natural response against threats, as it prompts your body to react to dangers quickly. It can also keep you going. Think of terms, heart pumping and adrenaline high is what helps you deal with pressures from work and life. When you feel it often, though, it may do more harm than good, especially to your gut. As mentioned earlier, stress, the digestive system, and immune response have a close association. When you're under a lot of stress, you also tend to not only overeat, but make poor choices with your consumption. You're more likely to consume high-fat, high-sugar foods, which can be harmful to gut bacteria. One of the ways on how to improve gut health naturally is to bring your stress levels down. Find even 10 minutes each day to do nothing but relax and unwind, meditate, or pursue other personal interests. All right. Number 4, exercise. Can we talk about diet without even mentioning physical activity? Exercise can also do wonders if you want to restore your gut health. A 2019 study by the Physiological Society revealed cardiorespiratory fitness, especially one that has a high intensity, may have a positive impact on the diversity, cluster activity, and presence of the gut bacteria. One of the possible reasons is the increased efficiency of delivering oxygen to the tissues. So here are the final thoughts. Why is gut health important? The answer is simple. It influences everything about your overall health and wellness. It has a major impact on your immune system, your risk for chronic diseases such as diabetes, and your metabolism. It also affects your mental health, such as your mood and mindset. When you maintain a bad diet for so long or suffer from an autoimmune disease, healing the gut may be challenging. It doesn't mean it's not possible. It is possible, and overcoming any challenge provides great rewards, especially in the name of better health. So I think this article was very informative. I am going to share this link as well. So that was a lot of information, wasn't it? We breezed through that really fast. We breezed through that really fast. But like I said, I put the links in there for those articles because moving forward, it's you know, like I said before, we talked about mindful eating and exercise and so on and so forth, but we really need to heal our gut in order for us to be healthy. It's almost impossible to have a healthy body overall when you neglect the health of the gut. So I thought it was important to bring this topic out. I thought that it was really important that we focus and we spend a few weeks on healing our gut. So next week, as you all know, we will not be having a show next week. Why? Why will we not have a show next week? It's because we will be attending the Passover celebration. And I know I can't wait. I can't wait. This will be my first Passover celebration on the East Coast. Although I'm excited about that, I am truly going to miss celebrating with my Akwathiam, my sisters on the West Coast. Either way, we will be in one mind, one body, one spirit, and giving praise, honor, and glory to the Most High for our Lord and our Savior and our King, Yeshua, for the sacrifice that he made. So we couldn't do any of this without him. So as we gather and as we feast, let us remember to eat mindfully and enjoy the opportunity to socialize and connect with our family, right? Because we're family that we sometimes see only once a year during these feast days. So this is a really important time of the year for us. And so I pray that everyone has an amazing, and I know you will, Passover. I can't wait for us to get together and afterwards and just talk about the time that we had. I'm so looking forward to it, if it's the Most High will. So the following 2 weeks after next week, when we return, if the Most High permits, We will continue with the topics pertaining to this month's topic, gut health. We will focus on the remedies heal to maintain a healthy gut. Those are going to be our focus. Healing, because now we know some of the causes of the unhealthy gut. And we also know that it is important for us to heal the gut. We know what happens if we do not have a healthy gut. We've gone over so many of the diseases and illnesses that come from that. So now the next thing to jump into is, what do we do to heal the gut, and what do we do to maintain the health of our gut so overall we can live healthier lives? So I hope that the information that you received tonight that was presented tonight was helpful. I hope it was useful. And if you find it helpful and useful, please do me a favor and share this video with your sister friends, your relatives. Sister Karama says, Khan, praise the Most High for Yeshaya, our Passover lamb. Khan, sis, yes. All praises. All praises. Yeah, we're blessed. We're definitely so blessed. We are a blessed people. Yep. Yes, we are. To have our Passover lamb, Yeshaya, yeah. We're blessed and highly favored. So yeah, let's grow this channel, sisters. Let's grow this channel so we can reach Shebrews throughout the four corners of the earth, so we can all learn together how to live healthier lives. Because it's not just about longevity. It's also about quality, right? We want to live long, healthy lives, because there are a lot of people that live to be elderly, but they're in poor health. And that's not what we want for ourselves and each other. So that's why we're doing this, right? That's why we get together and talking about all of these health topics and making these lifestyle changes. Four corners be reached. Tawada Akwat Carla. So yeah, share this channel even with those who aren't Shebrews, but are willing to be a part of our community. So let us let our light shine so that others can be led to the source of the light. Let's do that. So, wow, happy Passover. Happy Passover to those of us that will be traveling to attend the Passover celebration. May the Most High grant us traveling mercies. To everyone that will be celebrating at home, may the Most High grant you a joyous and peaceful feast day with your families. And may we all have a happy, happy, happy Passover. And let us not forget the reason for the feast. The reason for the feast is Yeshaya and the sacrifice. So, all praises. So thank you, the water for being here. I love you and always appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedules. And I know you all are so busy, and especially going into this busy week with all of the planning and preparation to attend Passover. I thank you for your support and for your time. Know that I am praying for you. I'm praying for us. And I can't wait to see you all in the next couple of weeks, if it be the Most High's will. Until then, may you prosper and be in excellent health. And remember, true healing begins inwardly before it is expressed outwardly. I love you. Ahtha. Ahtha. I am your hostess, Kwala Yakaka, a voice of reasoning and justice. Have a good night. And most high willing, we'll be back here in 2 weeks. Shalawam. Barak Ahtha. Shalawam, shalawam.